Hey y'all, here at OS Review. Some of you guys may remember that a couple months back we checked out a simple version of a infinity mirror tunnel lamp, which I thought was super cool, creating this depth effect by using a double-sided mirror and simple LEDs. With that being said, this is one of the cheaper models on the market in terms of the build, pretty plasticky. The size is a bit smaller and it only has this one white light that you can't control to other RGB shades. So today we're taking a look at basically an upgraded model of that. It is going to be more costly, selling for a little north of 150 bucks. However, we are able to have a much more dramatic effect that is now built out of metal and glass as opposed to polycarbonate plastic, and it also has different RGB colors. So more precisely, there are 358 different light effects which you can cycle between. The lamp comes in a pretty generic cardboard box, but it is well protected by foam, and we have just the lamp itself along with the remote control in this small bag. It is taking a cell CR2032 battery that can be then replaced after about a year or two's usage. Pretty standard stuff. And we also have the power adapter. So of course, like most lamps, it doesn't have a built-in battery, so you do need to plug it in using this barrel plug that you see here. It is definitely thicker than what I expected looking at the images alone. So here's a quick comparison with a kind of 6.7-inch phone, similar to something like a, I would say, cookie box in terms of the overall size, and all of the edges are also crafted out of glass so that you can look into, creating more intricate reflections, and then the frame is made out of solid aluminum alloy. And when you first take this out, you can kind of use it as a mirror, but you can still partially see inside, hinting at the many levels that you can see into the double-sided mirror. One other difference is on the back, there is no additional mirror. So the previous one was double-sided, but this one is only on the front and on the small windows there. So it's better suited if you put it against a wall. And there is a small hook though, which you can use to hang it like a photo frame, but this thing is pretty heavy, so you'll likely want some additional support. It really is quite mesmerizing, and depending on the angle, in fact, of how you're looking at this light, you can see how it just seems different, but it still is this convincing tunnel that is staring into the abyss. Compared to the cheaper version, you do have this additional rubber that is coating the lights to make it a bit of a softer, more mysterious glow, which looks great. This is an octagon, so it has a pretty interesting shape to it, and again, just all the different angles, even looking downwards, you're able to make out just this very dramatic effect that would otherwise not be visible on the cheaper version with the LEDs directly visible and not having this extra depth dimension. So we can also view that here on the edge, and you can also tell that really dizzying, very dramatic profile with a lot of those lights on the inside that you can even stare into, creating this square shape out of these pockets. And just to serve as a size reference, here are the two lights next to one another, and again, that difference in terms of build, thickness, and size can be more easily identified. So definitely a much higher quality build, and having, again, more crazy animations. Just a little bit more, we can also cycle through some of the additional preset colors, including, for instance, a white colored mode, a red. We can also go into blue in addition to additional shades in between, purple. So 6 of those presets that you can find in addition to the brightness control. So this is kind of the maximum right now, which is still visible if there's a little bit of light hitting around you, but you can also make it dimmer. Although even at the minimum setting, because of all the mirrors, the intensity of the light gets magnified in a way. So as just a night light for sleeping, I think it's still a little bit on the bright side, where maybe they could make it a stop even dimmer, but overall it works well enough. And then we can crank it up again in terms of brightness level. The other modes, including the transition effects, you can then pop up again, and here's another rainbow colored one that's showing multiple colors at once because of the RGBIC lights that they're using here. Looks really cool. And you can also change the speed of the animation, including freezing it onto a single frame if you desire. It also looks very dazzling, or of course speed up the entire animation, almost giving you control over time in a way, which is very cool, making the reaction a lot more fluid, as you can see there. You can also go through the animations one at a time and lock it onto a certain one that you prefer. So we can go through some of the other stacking animations, for example, other ones that also go through a more dramatic effect. Again, every single angle that you look at this thing, it just shows off a completely different view. But because there are so many different effects, it kind of takes a while to even go through all of them, which, to be honest, is one reason why I think maybe they should also consider a companion app in the future. It is a little bit overkill for a lamp, but a convenience of something like this is you would be able to more easily search for a specific effect. RGB lights, of course, are very energy efficient. In addition, they can last for just almost a lifetime, rated here at over 30,000 hours. So you can use this for decades and it will still function as you would expect. So quite good in that sense. Maybe one other suggestion would be having an additional adapter. So this one here plugs into the wall, but if they also include a cable that can attach into the USB port of, say, a laptop or a USB hub, I think that could make it even more versatile. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on review of the Lamp Depot Infinity Mirror Tunnel Lamp. Basically a concept that we have seen before, but this one is just done very well in terms of the build. All of the extra animations just really take this thing to the next level, and just a very beautiful infinity lamp. In fact, one of my favorites, I have to admit, when it comes to all the animations and designs. So you can check out more details if you're interested in the links down below. For now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the Lamp Depot Infinity Mirror Lamp.